Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese, Ghostly Tales from Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you two short stories. The first story is titled Shamanic Dance. In the Jinan region, there has long been a local custom where, when someone in the household falls ill, the family seeks divine intervention at home. They invite an old shaman to strike iron rings or single-faced drums and perform a dance, a practice commonly known as shamanic dance. This custom is especially prevalent in the capital. Some well-off young women also participate personally in these rituals. In the main hall of the house, meat is placed in a dish and wine in a basin, all meticulously arranged on an altar. Large candles are lit to make the room as bright as day. The woman performing the ritual wears a short skirt and performs a specific dance known as the Shangyang dance, holding one leg up. Two people stand by, holding her arms, one on each side. The woman mumbles endlessly, a mixture of singing and chanting, with her words irregular and off-key, but drawn out. Several drums are struck loudly, producing a deafening noise like thunder. The woman's mouth opens and closes with the drum beats, making her words incomprehensible. Suddenly, she stretches her neck and begins to jump high, each jump lifting her about a foot off the ground. At this moment, the female family members, with serious and astonished expressions, look at each other and say, "The ancestral spirit has returned for a meal." They then quickly extinguish all the candles, plunging the room into darkness. Terrified, everyone remains silent in the dark, not daring to speak, and even if they did, they wouldn't be heard over the chaotic drumbeats. After a meal's worth of time, the woman calls out the names of the family members, parents-in-law, husband, and siblings-in-law, in a harsh tone. Only then do they relight the candles and respectfully inquire about the family's fortunes. When everyone looked at the altar, they found that the wine cups, basin, and plates were all empty. They then observed the dancer's expression, noting her mood. The family members began to respectfully ask her for guidance, hoping the ancestors would provide insights. The dancer, appearing almost divine, answered all questions. However, someone secretly doubted the ritual. The dancer pointed at that person and said, "You dare to mock me, which is highly disrespectful. I will strip you of your trousers." The person looked down to find that he was now completely naked, with his trousers somehow hanging from a tree branch outside the door. He had to shamefully retrieve them. The Manchu women are particularly devout when it comes to dancing for the gods. Whenever there is even a minor indecision at home, they use this ritual to make a decision. During the ritual, they dress meticulously, riding on fake tigers or horses, and wield long weapons while dancing on the couch. This practice is known as dancing for the tiger god. The fake tigers and horses appear fierce, and the dancers' voices are harsh. The gods invited for the ritual vary. Some are Guanyu, some are Zhang Fei, and some are Zhao Xuan Tan. Each deity is named differently and is characterized by a fierce and terrifying presence that inspires fear. If a curious man outside tries to peek through the window, his hat will be pricked by a long weapon and dragged inside. During the ritual, the grandmother, daughter-in-law, sisters, and younger sisters in the family stand in a line, closely packed together, with focused and devout minds, watching the woman perform the dance. The second story is titled General Wu. Zhai Huang was from Zhejiang. One Qingming festival, Zhai Huang was drinking in a temple in the countryside and noticed an ancient bell in front of the main hall. The bell was larger than a vat that could hold about 60 kilograms, with handprints on both ends covered in dirt. The handprints were smooth as if newly made, which puzzled him. He bent down to peek inside the bell from below and saw a bamboo basket inside that could hold about 8 liters. However, he couldn't see what was inside the basket. He then asked a few people to help him lift the bell by its ear, but it didn't budge. More intrigued, he sat down and continued drinking, waiting for the person who had hidden something in the bell to arrive. Soon, a beggar came into the temple and placed the food he had begged for under the bell. He effortlessly lifted the large bell with one hand and put the food into the basket with the other, making several trips until the food was packed. After finishing, the beggar put the bell back down and left. After some time, the beggar returned to get food from under the bell. He lifted the bell as easily as opening a wooden box. Everyone present was astonished. Zhai Huang asked the beggar, "Why, with such strength, do you choose to be a beggar?" The beggar replied, "I eat too much, and no one will hire me." Seeing that he was quite robust, Zhai Huang suggested that he join the military. The beggar, looking troubled, said he didn't know how to enlist. Zhai Huang then took the beggar home, provided him with food, and observed that he could eat as much as 5 or 6 people. Zhai Huang also gave him new clothes and shoes, and 50 taels of silver as travel expenses to join the military, and then sent him on his way. More than 10 years later, Zhai Huang's nephew was serving as a county magistrate in Fujian. One day, a general named Wu Liuyi suddenly came to visit. During their conversation, General Wu asked, "How is Zhai Huang related to you?" The nephew replied, "He is my uncle." "How do you know him?" The general responded, "He is my teacher. We haven't seen each other for 10 years, and I miss him greatly. Please let him know that I would be honored if he could visit my home." The nephew casually agreed but privately thought that his uncle, a well-known scholar, would never have taken a military man as a disciple. That year, Zhai Huang also came to Fujian. The nephew told him about the visit, but Zhai Huang was puzzled and couldn't remember who the general was. Since General Wu had repeatedly sent people to inquire about Zhai Huang at his nephew's residence, Zhai Huang decided to visit him personally. Upon arriving at the general's house, he presented his name card. Hearing that Zhai Huang had come, General Wu hurried out to greet him, personally meeting him at the gate. Zhai Huang looked at him but didn't recognize him. He suspected that General Wu might have made a mistake, but General Wu bowed deeply and showed great respect. General Wu invited Zhai Huang into the house. After passing through several doors, Zhai Huang noticed women moving around, indicating that this was the inner quarters, so he stopped and stood still. General Wu motioned for him to proceed, and they soon arrived at the main hall, where young maidservants were present, and the setting was quite lavish. After they were seated, Zhai Huang was about to ask questions when General Wu slightly moved his chin, and a maidservant brought him court robes. General Wu then changed into the robes, and Zhai Huang was bewildered by the situation. The maidservants helped General Wu dress, and once dressed, General Wu ordered several people to hold Zhai Huang in his seat and then bowed to him as if he were an emperor or a father. Zhai Huang was greatly surprised and still puzzled. After the bowing, General Wu changed back into his regular clothes and sat beside Zhai Huang, smiling, and said, "Sir, do you not remember the beggar who lifted the bell?" Zhai Huang then realized who he was. Soon, a sumptuous banquet was set, and a band played lively music. When the wine was nearly finished, the maidservants lined up to attend to the guests. General Wu went to the bedroom, personally arranged accommodations for Zhai Huang, and then left. The next morning, Zhai Huang, having drunk too much, woke up late, and General Wu had already visited him multiple times outside. Feeling uneasy, Zhai Huang decided to take his leave. However, General Wu secretly removed the key from Zhai Huang's carriage axle, locked the doors, and kept him inside the residence. Zhai Huang noticed that General Wu spent his days checking the maidservants, servants, and other items, ensuring that nothing was overlooked, but he thought this was General Wu's personal business and didn't ask further. One day, General Wu, holding the account books, said to Zhai Huang, "The success I have today is all due to your great favor. Even a maid or any item in my household, I dare not keep for myself. Today, I will give you half of everything." Zhai Huang was stunned and didn't dare accept such a generous gift. However, General Wu insisted and divided his household's collection of several tens of thousands of taels of silver into 2 parts. He also checked the antiques, beds, and tables, filling the house inside and out. Zhai Huang tried to refuse, but General Wu ignored him. After verifying the names of the maidservants and servants, General Wu ordered the male servants to prepare Zhai Huang's belongings and the female servants to organize his items, instructing them to serve him well. Everyone agreed with great trepidation. General Wu personally saw the maidservants and servants onto the carriage, and once it started, he bade farewell to Zhai Huang. Later, when Zhai Huang was imprisoned due to errors in compiling the Ming history, he was eventually pardoned thanks to General Wu's vigorous rescue efforts. At the end of the story, the author wrote a commentary, stating, "Giving generously without asking for the recipient's name shows a grand and noble spirit. The generosity and open-heartedness of General Wu in his repayment of favors are indeed rare throughout history. Such magnanimity should not fade into obscurity. Therefore, it seems that the meeting of these 2 virtuous individuals was perhaps not a coincidence but something preordained by heaven." All right. That's all for today's ghostly tales, shamanic dance, and general woo. If you enjoyed them, please give a like and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.